this reaction episode. My name is Dani Walker, and if you like pageant related content, please consider subscribing to the channel, hitting that notifications bell, hitting the super thanks button if you want to support the channel, or even shopping in the merch store. Little quick reminder, if you're a pageant contestant getting ready for a competition, check out that free pageant prep course in the description. Let's talk about Miss Universe's brand new crown and sash. Honestly, I am not surprised with the new tie owner that there is a crown and sash. It just makes so much sense that her and her team want to start new and fresh and just really usher in their era of Miss Universe. So the first thing that I saw revealed was the crown, and I haven't looked at it in detail yet, so I'm just gonna pop this up on my computer screen right here. It is called the Force for Good crown. Love the name already. All right, now let's look at the details here. So we see lots of sapphires and diamonds. I am not sure of the meaning of that. Can I find it? Oh, there's a video. There is a video.
The gravitational forces of possibilities, drivers, actions, positive change, goodness, and a brighter future. The Mawad Miss Universe Crown 2022 originated with these as its inspiration. Gems are set in rippling wave motifs that reflect the need for any call for change to be repeated across time and to various audiences in order to build the momentum necessary for this change to emerge. The ultimate goal of change for good is represented by a 45.14 karat royal blue sapphire that stands victorious at the peak of the crown. In contrast, reflecting the point that significant change does not happen in an instant, but only after a sustained effort over time. The base of the crown is set with diamonds symbolizing the status quo. As the eye moves upward from the base, the color gradient changes from the glistening white of diamonds to the warm blue of sapphires, deepening in intensity towards the pinnacle of the crown, where the deep royal blue color of the ultimate sapphire symbolizes goodness and hope for a brighter future. The crown also reminds us that there is seldom change without resistance. Stakeholders with a vested interest in maintaining the status quo will try to prevent change, represented by abstract motifs emulating serpent heads around the base. These are outnumbered and dominated by the rippling waves above, as ultimately the force for good emerges victorious.
The Mawad Miss Universe Force for Good crown is a work of extraordinary craftsmanship, featuring 110 carats of blue sapphires and 48 carats of white diamonds, in a design that evokes the organization's belief in a future forged by women who push the limits of what's possible and the incredible women from around the world who advocate for positive change.
A new crown for a new era. The Mawad Miss Universe crown for 2022 carries a powerful message that in change lies the force for good.
Okay. Well, a couple things here. First of all, I don't like the idea of serpents on the crown. Like, I get that they're trampled. I get that they're trampled by the waves. But do we have to put them on the crown? Do we have to put the serpents there? I don't know. You can't really tell that they're serpents, but all right. I do, however, love, though, the idea of a force for good, and I really like the idea of that ripple effect, the ocean waves. I love the beach, and I love lakes and all of those things, so I'm a really big fan of anything kind of aquatic. It's lovely. I think that it's really beautiful. Actually, it very much reminds me of real royal crown jewels. It reminds me of something that we would see Princess Diana in the past, or Kate Middleton. So I like that. It looks very much like real royalty. I don't think it looks cheesy. I do think it looks expensive. I am also gonna think about some other past Miss Universe crowns. So I don't know though. Like, I'm really kind of torn though. Like, how do I feel about this one in comparison to the one that Harnaz was crowned in? I need to see it on somebody's head, right? Like, a photo of it is one thing, but I need to see, like, how does it look on the head? How does the height look? Like, what? I don't really know. So I'm a little bit undecided on that. But I know that one of my personal favorite Miss Universe crowns was the Mikimoto era of crowns. Like, oh my gosh. And what was special is that they brought that back in 2018 when I was competing. And I was like, oh my gosh, like 2018 Miss USA. Sarah's crown was the Mikimoto. So that I loved. I don't know why. I think that maybe I love those crowns because they're quite nostalgic for me. I know that for some people they're very hit and miss. I just think that they're so beautiful. They're so pretty. So for me, like, those are like amazing Miss Universe crowns. There's a lot of height to them. They were really pretty. Also the diamond necklace. Okay, like, yes to the diamond necklace. I don't know if you remember, but they actually allowed people to vote on crowns back then for Miss Universe, and I remember for Miss Teen USA. I thought that those crowns were just spectacular. They were so amazing. So, I mean, I think that the crown is beautiful though. Overall, I actually really like it. I think it's so pretty. I wonder if with those blue, you know what's interesting? The crown that Pia was crowned in, that Deke crown that had a blue stone in it, and then Pia was in blue. And it looked lovely. Comment what you think about the crown below. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you feel indifferent? What are your thoughts? Let's also talk about the new sash, because the sash honestly really concerned me. I feel like we kind of change crowns in and out quite a bit, but we have not seen a new sash since I can ever remember. I'm a little bit sad because my Miss Montana USA sash had that same font and it was a part of that era, that time, and now that's gone. It's gone. I wonder if they're changing the rest of the sashes. Curious, like, is the Miss USA sash gonna change as well? I don't know. Let's talk about this one now. So this sash was created by the Sash Company, and here is something that just kind of blows my mind about all of this. This is a sustainably made sash, okay? And I've been talking about this season where I've been saying that Arbany is a standout and that it kind of feels like things are aligning for our Miss USA. And I'm just saying, imagine if our sustainable fashion designer queen was crowned in a sustainable sash. Okay, I'm just saying it wouldn't be a bad idea. Now, let's talk about the sash though. I was so worried about this, but I'm actually very happy. I think it's lovely. It looks very on brand. I could see this type of font on a logo as well as on the sash. I think that the name is still going to stand out. Sometimes I feel like you see sashes and then when they change the font or they change the colors, you can't even see the title, but here it's still very visible. In fact, the font looks a little bit taller, and I actually really like that little star in the middle of it. It's just like a very small little subtle detail. I think it's amazing. As it looks like also is it a different color? Is this a different color? I can't really tell from the Instagram photo. It almost looks like it's like the gray and then a navy font, which I love navy. It's my favorite color, so I'm gonna be biased. But I am most happy with this sash. Honestly, I think it's gonna be beautiful on stage. Love the sash. I actually do love the crown. Now that I'm thinking of it, I do love the crown. I think that it's gonna look amazing on the new Miss Universe. Oh my gosh, I'm very excited for her. This is gonna be so exciting, and I get to watch this like happen in person. I'm sorry, I'm a little excitable right now. But anyways, that's what I think about the sashes though. A couple other things. Oh my gosh, the crowns, real diamonds and sapphires. I read online somewhere that people were saying it's valued at over $6 million. Insane. Wouldn't that be a nice part of the prize package? I wish. Because I will mention this, a lot of people ask, do you get to keep the crown when you compete? So I got to keep my Miss Montana USA crown that I was crowned with, because that's rhinestones, okay? And what typically happens for the national or international title holders when they're crowned in real diamonds or sapphires or pearls is they don't get that crown when they leave? No, that would be a really generous gift. No, instead though, they get a replica of the crown during their year. And I've also heard that they travel with the replica crown sometimes, and that makes a lot of sense for safety reasons. So that's just something to think about, but I love it. I love that whole idea of the force for good. I think it's beautiful. Mawad did a great job with this. So what do you think of the crown? Thank you for joining me for this crown and sash reaction. I hope that you enjoyed the episode and chose to subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Of course, I'll be doing a lot more coverage leading up to Miss Universe, and I will be attending this year. So be sure to follow me on social media at Dani Walker to keep up with all of my live updates there. If you will be attending, let me know. Send me an email at info@DaniWalkerOfficial.com because I'm hosting a little get together before the pageant and I'd love for you to be there. So thank you so much for joining me today. Check out these other Miss Universe episodes in the meantime, and I will see you very soon.